time. Welcome back to One Leg at a Time, the podcast about health, wellness, fun, recovery, and music. I'm Dr. Deen Anbar, and I'm interviewing other musicians and creatives about their process, their priorities, and the things that they do to achieve their goals. Zephyr Avalon is in the room. He's back.
Back again.
He's back, yeah. Okay, so in my mind, I've been calling this the return of Zephyr Avalon returns. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good.
You look great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I feel great.
You definitely look better than the last time you were here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So let's get into that.
Should we just get into it?
Yeah.
So for anybody who is interested in a little bit of one leg lore, there is a lost episode because Zephyr. Well, why don't you fill us in?
Well, yeah, like the day before I was supposed to come do the podcast, two of my friends from Montana happened to separately be in town for separate reasons in LA the same day. And they both wanted to hang out, and we all hung out together, and we went out to the Hermosa bars, and we really got after it. I'm not going to lie. We really got after it, and I thought I was staying on top of hydrating, and I guess I really wasn't. And the next day, it was the hangover of all hangovers. And I had to come here, and I felt, because of the nature of Deen's, the nature of the idea of this podcast, at least one of them being something of a recovery podcast, it felt to me sort of like a bad look to show up super hungover, but it would be a bad look to cancel too. So I just, I kind of just.
Well, it's funny because you were also filling in as a last minute because somebody else had canceled.
Right. So I was doing my best to keep it together, and let's just say I might have been a little bit unfocused, and so I texted Deen afterwards. I'm like, did we really accomplish what we were setting out to accomplish? Like, should we try again? I don't know.
It was pretty meandering.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was our best, but I thought it was so crazy because then as soon as you said that, I was like looking back at footage. I was like, oh my God, yeah, you look like half dead in the chair. You had like Weekend at Bernie's sunglasses on. You were like this.
These are the sunglasses.
Just like, I mean, and it was it would have been fine. Dude. It would have been fine. But I was like, shit, dude, like, because here's the other thing, Zeph, like you and I, we're IRL friends and we talk a lot about this stuff. It's not a recovery podcast, but recovery is a theme that comes up a lot just
Correct.
because I've, been in recovery and like currently am. And it's just an important part of my life.
Exactly, which is why I didn't want to insult that.
It's not an insult because here's the thing. I have no vested interest in trying to proselytize a way of life on anybody who, is an unsuspecting bystander. Like,
yeah, sure.
Nobody else needs to be the victim of, and this is a lesson I think for a lot of people who are in early recovery is they start preaching like, I found this new way of life. Everybody should feel as good as this and blah, blah, blah.
That's
it's
rough.
easy to do that. But that's really not what this is about. It's really a lot more about like, all right, we live these crazy lives. We do a crazy thing, which is to play music and like make that our vocation.
Absolutely.
It's nuts. It's really hard to do anything, let alone try and like maintain a sense of balance and do things that are, for you and still manage to do the things that are for your career. And like, it's a lot. And that's really the thing. So when you texted me, you were like, hey, did that suck? Something along those lines. And I was like, maybe it did. I mean, yeah, kind of, but also like it would have been fine.
I mean, I had a good time.
It's not like it ever isn't a good time.
I don't know if it was
airable. I don't know if it was airable. I know that we had like kind of talking about those things.
Yeah, for sure.
And it just like we didn't really get to any of that.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit, if we even just starting at like, holy shit, I'm so hungover. It's like, that's a place to kind of start.
I know. And if it was me in my mind today, I would have just done that. But for some reason, I had like hangover anxiety brain.
Dude, hangxiety. What's funny is we just had a guest on and she was talking about how she has ostensibly taken a break from drinking because of the things that it does to her, mentally and emotionally. And that is a real thing with alcohol and like
very real.
It's tough, man.
That's why I took that break like last month.
Yeah.
Or Was it last month or was it April?
I feel like it was a little longer.
It was during White Lotus.
Yeah.
It was definitely during White Lotus season.
Definitely during White Lotus.
Yeah.
But I was, for me, like, I'm a social drinker. I'm always out and about.
Yeah.
And if I'm home, I'm not like really cracking a beer or pouring myself a drink. I'll just, chill. I mean, I might pop a little bit of an edible sometimes if I want to wind down and go to sleep. But
yeah, and as adults, like that's our right to do so.
But it's I mean, like sometimes I'll have a drink at home. It's not I never will, but like it's not the way I tend to enjoy my alcohol.
I remember hearing somebody once say like that's how you know you're an alcoholic is if you drink at home when you're alone.
I don't even know if that's true.
I don't think that that's true. It was just like one of those things that people said.
Sorry.
You know,
I like to do that.
No.
I was just going to say, I love to. So if I'm like gardening, I'm having a day alone and I'm going through all my plants, I'll, crack open some wine and I'll do all of that like
it's nice
by myself.
You know what? If like there's no reason, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it.
So yeah, I mean, I'm out. I drink frequently. Sometimes, COVID got me drinking a whole lot. Then I was drinking alone at home a lot.
Well, I mean, it's better than smoking heroin.
True. Yeah. It's probably better than that.
It's probably less dangerous in the long run.
Less dangerous in the short term, for sure.
Yeah.
And then in the long run, I don't know. I mean, the long-term effects of alcohol, if you're like a responsible user of heroin, I'm way out of my depth here. But if you're a responsible user of heroin, if that can even exist.
See, that's the hard part.
You kind of can't.
It's so crazy because for whatever reason, I had this thought. I was out running. And sometimes, when I run, my mind kind of goes wherever. And I remember thinking this to myself, which was that, like, man, back in those days when it was like I was still pretty early on in having like an opiate habit. I remember the turning point was like as soon as I started developing like the slightest bit of physical withdrawal symptoms, I had no capacity. Like my brain just like logic, which would have been like, hey, this is starting to get to be a serious thing. Why don't you chill on it? Like, as soon as I experienced any discomfort from being away from it, my brain was like, you can't handle life. Like, you need this. You need this. Like, and it made me double down even more, which was such a crazy thing. And I don't know if everyone who's been through that type of experience would have gone and made that choice. But that's what it was for me. It was like as soon as I felt the slightest bit like this is what, I feel uncomfortable without it. There was something inside of me that was just like, then you need more of it.
Yeah, for me, like my relationship to alcohol, on the other hand, is not so much you can't handle life without this. It's you're going to miss out on the good time. Like, and maybe that's a different flavor of the same
It could be. I mean, it's not really for me to say because I really do believe that like the only way to diagnose something like that is a self-diagnosis.
Yeah.
And people love to point fingers and say, you do this or you this. It's like nobody can tell you or me or anybody else, and that I really firmly stand by that. I'm curious though. So you took a break. Do you feel like that was effective?
It was really nice.
What was going on leading up to that break?
Yeah. So this is what I was trying to get to. So because of who I am and what I do, I'm always out drinking, and I feel as if I was starting to have this creeping thought of like, am I doing this too much? Like over the last couple of years, I've been exercising more in a calculated way, not just like running willy-nilly or going on a hike sometimes, but like, like having a gym membership and stuff like that. And
Gym's so good.
Oh, it's amazing. I was just starting to have this creeping feeling like, am I like completely impeding the progress I'm trying to make with physical health? Right? The answer was probably yes, because drinking, the thing I like to drink most is beer, right?
Well, what kind of progress were you trying to make? You're just trying to like shed LBs?
Just trying to feel better.
Yeah.
Just trying to be in better shape and exercise on a regular basis and not have like, a couple of years ago, I had a pretty good beer gut, and I've still got a little bit of one, but it's getting better. It's gotten better.
I mean, it's crazy how like most people don't notice.
Yeah. So I was feeling like I might be getting in my own way there. I was starting to feel like, do I really have control over this? Like I was starting to wake up You know, it's this thing where, of course, I can just have like 2 or 3 drinks and then just stop. But like in certain, you know, you go to the bar and all your friends are there and your favorite bartender's there, and you're just like, yeah, give me another one. Yeah, give me another. Yeah, give me a shot. Give me a shot. And then, you know, 2 a.m. rolls around and you're like, oh, what have I done? Like, tomorrow's going to suck. And then you wake up and you're like, it's like 6 a.m. You've slept 4 hours and you're just like, oh my God, I can't keep doing this. I can't keep doing this. Like, and I was having enough of those mornings on a, you know, like pretty much every time I kind of overdid it, where I was like, okay, I need to just fucking reset with this shit.
Like, why am I doing this to myself?
You know, it's such an interesting thing because like everyone is so different. I'll say this. I never had that type of social life that was built around drinking at an establishment. Like, it was my drinking when I was heavy was usually like just, you know, intense and compulsive and like, you know, it was a lot, but I never had like a local bar that I would go to. I never had like a friend who was pouring drinks like that. So I didn't have a social component to my alcoholism in the way that I'm not saying that you have alcoholism. I am saying
I might.
I am saying that for you, like, you drink a lot more socially than I ever did.
Absolutely.
Which is interesting because like it's also kind of crazy that like what is consequence, like figuring out like, you know, you're good about you don't drink and drive. We even talked about that on the last one. And I know you and you don't.
No, I don't.
You know, you haven't lost a job so far as we know.
No.
It's not like you're an angry drunk.
You're not.
Demolishes.
You're definitely not. Right, exactly.
No, I'm not destructive.
You don't like black out and wake up to texts of like, oh my God, what did I do this time? But like,
oh my God, no, I don't black out at all.
Yeah.
Because my body voluntarily throws up before I could ever get to that point.
I was always the same way. I don't think I ever blacked out. I definitely got good at puking standing up and like not like aiming it.
That's what I prefer.
Yeah. But then like things like what you're talking about, they are consequences. If it is affecting how you feel or how you function, like that's something to clock. It doesn't necessarily mean to like, you know, and again, I'm not, I want to make it clear. I'm not telling you that these are problems. I'm saying that one could just stand to look at those things if they become an issue. Because I don't believe that everybody in the world who drinks heavily needs to completely abstain from alcohol. But I do think it's like, you know, and you're certainly not the first or last person who's ever gone through this. So I think it's actually really cool to get a chance to like talk through it. Yeah. In front of, you know, a hypothetical audience of people who may also be going through the same kind of thing. And maybe it's not necessarily even with drinking, but with something else that they're like, I don't know. Sometimes when I do this, it's fine. Sometimes when I go through the drive-thru, I get a meal and I leave. Sometimes I'm getting 5 double cheeseburgers and then I'm pulling over to the Wendy's because I need the Frosty. And then, you know what I mean? And I'm saying this as somebody who's also done that too. Like, have you ever done that?
You sure you were drinking alcohol and not smoking weed?
It doesn't matter what the drugs were that accompanied that.
Fair enough.
Honestly, I didn't need drugs to start pairing fast food specialties.
No, I get the Frosty thing. I mean, the Frosty is, I mean, this is probably the best thing at Wendy's.
By a long shot. This was the move. The burger from In-N-Out, the fries from McDonald's, the Frosty from Wendy's, and if you've got one on the route, throw like a couple of like little bean and cheese burritos from Taco Bell.
Oh, I was going to say the Jack in the Box tacos.
Oh, Jack in the Box tacos. You know what? I was a late part of that.
They put the hot sauce inside the taco, unlike Taco Bell, where it's just like it's cheese and beef explodes all down your chest.
That's
and
true.
in your shirt.
And it makes the Taco Bell tacos pretty much impossible to eat.
And it tastes like fucking drywall. Without the sauce.
But you load it up on the sauce. I can do a whole packet per bite when I'm doing those
same.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know about y'all, but I keep Taco Bell sauce in a drawer at home.
Yeah.
And I use it frequently. Yeah. And it's incredible.
Yeah, me too. Actually, I was on a gig and I knew that there was going to be a long stretch where we weren't going to have food. So this is what I brought. It's going to sound sad, and maybe to you, dear listener, it is. I brought a can of tuna with chopsticks and a bunch of Taco Bell hot sauce packets.
Whoa.
Dude, a lunch in a pinch, that was so solid.
That's cool. I mean, like, if you can stand to eat tuna out of the can,
Yeah.
that's the first step. I mean, because, and this is going to touch on another subject I avoided last time.
Let's go.
This whole, like, bland foods, like eating minimally.
Oh, you get the hot sauce.
I guess the hot sauce is the real flavor there.
It is doing a lot of the heavy lifting.
I don't even know what my thought is, but I guess that canned tuna falls into that group of foods that I just can't stomach the idea of limiting myself to. Like a grilled chicken breast, on a salad, like that's fine. Put on some pesto pasta, it's pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's really good.
But then you're eating the pesto pasta, which is not kosher.
Why wouldn't it be?
I don't know, because it's carbs.
As long as there's no cheese, it's kosher.
Oh, well, sorry. Not literally kosher. Sorry, I got to remember who I'm talking to here.
And I do of kashrut.
I do like the cheese on top, too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now it's not kosher.
Yeah, it's not
No,
kosher.
listen, carbs are necessary. Fats are necessary. I think the hardest thing, I remember when I used to make a lot of pasta at home, the reason I kind of stopped is because for whatever reason, pasta is a very compulsive food for me to eat. So I can tear through a Barilla box,
Entire box by myself.
It's
yesterday,
really easy to do that.
Olivia made pasta yesterday. We went to the wine fest in Long Beach.
Yeah.
We tasted a bunch of really good wine. We were drunk.
Yeah.
I came home. We made some pasta, and I was like, "Is there any more?" And she's like, "Yeah." And she brings me a second bowl. Just destroy 2 bowls of pasta.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, "Is there any more?" And she's like, "You cannot have a third bowl of pasta." And there was also no more. But she was like, "How dare you even ask? Like, that's insane. You're not going to get away with that."
I mean, that's that's the job of a girlfriend who loves you, to say,
True.
You got to chill on the pasta.
Yeah.
That is important.
But also after drinking, I don't know how much you guys drank, but it's, you do need to eat something to balance.
It wasn't that,
out.
like, I didn't think it was that much.
Yeah.
But it must have amounted to a lot.
Yeah.
Because they're just tiny little pores.
Yeah.
You try enough of them and boy.
Yeah.
Boy.
I mean, that's the thing is, like, I still haven't found an adequate substitute, because I don't like to eat, and maybe this explains a little bit more why I'm willing to tolerate things like steamed chicken or tuna in a can, because I'd rather do that than go to the grocery store and get like the fake version of a pasta that is like tastes also like weirdly chalky, or like the texture's off or whatever.
Can't
like,
do it.
I would rather not even so like when it comes down to that, it's like, all right, I'm willing to sacrifice. Let's say, you've got 7 days a week. If you're eating like 2 meals a day, that's 14 meals in a week. If I need to take a third or half of those and like kind of keep them as like, they don't need to be like celebratory. They don't need to be events. These just need to be like, again, I'm talking for myself in terms of strategizing. Because this is the thing about it that I found for myself. As soon as I started making decisions that I could sort of track and say, like, if I do this thing that is not necessarily the most enjoyable right now, but I can directly see the correlation between how it makes me feel. And it just starts this rewiring pattern of like, now I don't need to feel like every time I eat, it's this like orgasmic flavor blast. And it's like, everything. And cause then what happens after that? Right. It is a dopamine blast for sure. But then I'm like, oh, well, now I feel terrible. It makes it impossible for me to function. I feel bad about myself. And like those things, as somebody who's prone to feel bad about myself when I really don't need to. And then like, it just becomes this thing where I'm like avoiding that type of a slide into like a really negative mental space.
Right. Dopamine crash.
Yeah, right, exactly. So
financed by Klarna.
Thank you,
on
Klarna.
DoorDash.
Yeah, thanks for Affirm. Yeah.
I once did use Affirm just because it was like interest free for.
Oh, I've used Affirm
for an icon.
Oh, brother, I have used Affirm.
Okay, like on our tour, first of all, there's always catering for everybody, and then for the last year, there's been a chef that cooks for Zach and the band. Mm-hmm. And they make
pretty nice.
They make really, really great stuff. And there's usually always like a lighter option in there somewhere. Mm-hmm. So yeah, if I'm feeling like bloated and shitty, gravitate towards the lighter option in the meal. And that makes it really easy. But yeah, if you're just like roughing it and like you have to figure it out yourself from truck stop to truck stop, I mean, I'm just going to eat what makes me comfortable and get better when I get home.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like there's so many different things at play. And what you're saying is like, I get it. And then I kind of have this thing where I'm like, but I really, really, really hate feeling bogged down by a decision I made because I needed to feel comfortable for 10 minutes while I wolf down a piece of fried chicken. And it's just not worth it. You know, like it's not like I don't eat fried chicken on the road either, but it's just like, I know that I'm so habit oriented and like, if, I really have to be mindful of that stuff. So like, I'll keep canned tuna on the bus or like microwavable rice packets, which I can make like that's a little meal with the hot sauce on it. It's okay.
Well,
I'm asking for the runners at the venue to get me lettuce and Greek yogurt, like, and just.
Oh yeah, Greek yogurt's the best. See, I like the healthy things too. I can't only have them.
Yeah, I was gonna ask like from the experience you've had on Zach Bryan and having this person like this chef.
Yeah,
I mean that's
shout out to Chef Ray Medrano.
Yeah, Chef
and,
Ray.
Rassan Alban.
What are some of the like healthier options that he's made that you did like?
I mean, it's a rotating, man. I could go through like, he'll email us a menu for the day every day. I could go through like 70 emails and pick them out for you. But, there's always
a memorable one.
There's always a salad option and there's always a chicken option and there's usually some rice. So there's always rice now, actually. So yeah, you can stay away from the like red meat. There's usually a steak option and there's usually,
so you have a full service traveling restaurant is what you're saying.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Catering, it's a little trickier because no matter how good the catering company, they're just cooking for too many people.
Yeah.
And you're always going to hit a point in the tour where you can't get the thing you needed.
Those are the gigs. The gigs I'm doing are catering gigs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have to like stretch, and now there's a crew of 400 people kind of pissed off that the food was mid or worse that day. But then there's some days you go to catering and you'll get a text in the group chat, catering is gas today.
Yeah.
Because some days, like if I thought catering was going to just be some like watery chicken breasts and stuff, like I'll just.
What's worse though, a watery chicken breast or a dry? I'd say dry.
I would skip both.
Yeah, well, because you have a private chef. I'm saying if you're
even back before we had catering when we were doing small venues and we just had like a rider and then we'd get like, if catering wasn't good, I would just wait for the after show pizzas, which is what we would always get back then.
Okay, great point. There's always an after show something, and that's where it gets tricky. Because with the after show
I would also ask for like a meat platter, a cheese platter, and a veggie platter, and some sourdough bread. And that way, if catering would suck, and this is back then, because that doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah.
But back in the early days when it was kind of hit or miss, that's when I would, I'd just make a sandwich and eat that.
I know that like I have put on weight, and like the struggle of putting on weight is like, where is it coming from? Because I used to like be so neurotic about tracking every calorie.
Yeah.
And like
so you're not doing that anymore.
I haven't done that in a couple of years.
And you don't have to do that.
No, but then sometimes I'm just like, wait, is this okay?
He's like, I don't want to do math while I'm on tour.
I mean, I think it was on tour that I started to just be like, I kind of like, I don't need to keep being crazy. I'm making myself psychotic with this. Like, it's enough,
Well, I tried everything. I used to try intermittent fasting, but then I realized that, the
loophole is you can just eat as much as you want when you're not fasting.
Exactly. I would go completely fucking ravenous, and then I would drink. And drinking still counts.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, okay, well, 2 a.m. is when I stop drinking, so now I can't eat till 6 p.m. the next day. No, that's just not going to work.
Yeah,
that's
it's
so
really
stupid.
Not. That's an unsustainable way to live your life.
How frequently, because you say that you are a social drinker.
Yes.
How frequently do you go out and socialize and drink within a week?
Sometimes it's 3 times in a week. Other times it's nearly every damn day. And I'm not getting shit hammered every day.
Yeah. But it's a drink.
I'll often not get shit hammered at all during a week. It just, but then there's some weeks where it's just like, now this is happening. Now this is happening. Now this is happening. Oh, we gotta turn up for that. You get tired, man.
Yeah.
And if you do it for too long, you get sick. And then it's like, all right, this sucks.
You want to try to transition into the
So what I was thinking is what we did was when you were on last time, we did this segment, the jazz or book segment.
Yes.
Which I loved. So we'll keep the segment, and then the audience can get to see the condition you were in. It was awesome. I mean, it was a mess.
I still enjoyed myself last time.
I did too.
I think the problem is I enjoyed myself a little bit too much, and even though I was suffering physically, I was having fun mentally.
It was great.
And I think that'll come through on the video.
I think it will too, for sure.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, go.
But I thought of a segment for you today.
Hell yeah.
And this is the prompt. Now, V has already heard me as I was coming up with these. So I was thinking it might be fun to actually pit you and Adrian against each other if you want to do a little competition.
Oh, shit. Okay.
This is it. Are you ready?
Yeah.
You have to decide whether something is the title of a jazz composition or a young adult sci-fi or fantasy novel.
Oh, God.
Okay? So
better not give me any Stanley Clarke records because that's going to be...
No. There's no Stanley Clarke or Returner Forever because that would be too easy.
Yeah.
But there's some good ones on here. And so the segment will be called Jazz or Book.
It's just going to reveal how little I actually know about jazz.
I don't know.
All right.
Or the real twist
or
will be
how much
you do know about young adult fiction.
Well, I definitely know nothing about that.
And I guess, so you guys can both guess, and then at the end, whoever gets the most points will be the winner.
What if we agree on the answer?
So you both get a point. It'll be total total points.
Okay. We're
okay.
Tight.
Ready? Number 1.
Yeah.
Spice Island, jazz or book?
Yeah, book.
Jazz. 0 points. Spice Island is a song by the Brian Auger Oblivion Express, which was released in 1977. So you can fact check this.
I got to check that out.
Yeah. Number 2, Life as We Knew It.
Book.
That is a book by Susan Beth Pfeiffer.
Nice.
All right. Nice job. Number 3, The Space Between Worlds.
Book.
jazz.
Book by Micaiah Johnson.
As opposed to Micaiah McCraven.
Also spelled differently than Micaiah McCraven, but great Chicago drummer.
Great drummer.
Check him out.
Very sick.
All right. Number 4, Angels and Demons at Play. Jazz or book?
Jazz.
That is jazz. That is a Sun Ra jazz composition from the name.
Space is the place, baby.
Yeah, Space is the place. Well, that
yeah.
record is Angels and Demons at Play from 1960. Nice, guys. Nomads.
Book.
Jazz.
That's a jazz. Ooh. Nomads by Alphonso Johnson on the record Spellbound.
One of my teachers.
1977.
Alphonso Johnson was one of my bass teachers at Cal Arts.
On a Sunbeam.
Jazz.
You said jazz, you said book? Mm-hmm. On a Sunbeam is a book. By
it's about time
Tilly
for it to be
Walden.
a book again.
Okay, ready? Number 7. Red Desert.
Book.
Red Desert. Red Desert is a jazz song by Neil Larson of the Larson Featon Band from a record called Jungle Fever in 1978.
I
know, who would have thought?
Fucking Larson Featon Band is so good. Though.
Really, really good. Kind of an underrated classic.
And my friend Jules, his dad played drums on that record with that track that we
Julian
covered.
Rodriguez.
His dad played drums on the track or on the record with Make It on it.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. I think it was self-titled.
Okay, where are we at with points now?
4-4.
4-4, tied up. All right,
shit,
it's anyone's game at this point. Sky Shade.
Book.
Jazz.
Book by Alex Astor.
Eat my fucking dust.
All right. The Floating World.
That's jazz.
Jazz.
Wow, guys, both wrong. That's a book by Axel O. Young adult. Go to barnesandnoble.com. You'll see it's all there. Shadow Play.
Jazz.
Book.
Shadow Play is jazz. Tom Scott's LA Express.
5-5.
Fuck me.
The record is called Shadow Play.
I can't be missing Tom
1976.
Scott. What am I doing?
This is not an easy game.
It's not an easy
But you were the right man for the task. All right. Curious Tides.
Book.
Yeah, book.
Curious Tides is a book by Pascal Lassalle.
As opposed to Pascal LaBeouf.
As opposed to, that's right. I like your role in this, which is names of authors that kind of sound like musicians.
Jazz musicians.
All right. Number 12. Darkness, Darkness.
What fucking title? Darkness. I'm
Darkness.
going book.
Darkness, Darkness by Phil Upchurch from the record. Darkness, Darkness. That's jazz.
Shit.
1972. All right, ready? Flight 19.
Book.
Flight 19 by jazz piano player Andrew Hill from the album Point of Departure in 1964.
This is just
Jazz.
getting embarrassing for me.
It's not easy. When the Sun Comes Out.
Jazz.
Book.
When the Sun Comes Out is a song by. It's actually not by him. But I found it on a Rahsaan Roland Kirk album.
Suck my goat balls.
He recorded that in 1960. But I also saw that Barbra Streisand sang it.
Wasn't he the guy who played like 3
Yeah.
reeds at a time?
Yeah,
That's
and he was
shit.
blind.
That is nuts, man.
Yeah.
So sick.
So there you go. Fourth Wing.
Book.
Fourth Wing is a book by Rebecca Yaros.
Mm-hmm.
All right, ready? The Urchins of Shermis.
Jazz.
Jesus Christ. If that's a fucking jazz tune, I gotta
The
talk to this
Urchins of Shermis.
person. Jazz. Let's just see.
It's jazz.
Who the
Tony
fuck?
Williams' Lifetime on a record called Ego in 1971.
Oh, I've listened to Ego, but I just put it on. I didn't look
Yep,
at the titles.
The Urchins of Shermis.
This is why I like having vinyl, because if I have
do
vinyl,
too.
I actually sit there and I study
Man.
the liner notes and I study
Yeah.
the tune names. But if I put some shit on in the car,
Yeah.
it's like.
You have no reason to.
But I'm really embarrassed now because I've listened to Ego like 17 times.
Which one's
So-
the urchin
Isn't-
song?
Isn't There Comes a Time on Ego?
I don't know. I don't listen to this shit.
You should listen to Tony Williams.
No, I've heard it. I don't
There
know.
comes a time.
Look, when I was putting this together, I was just kind of going through all these different artists that I was like, they might have, and I was right. I mean, all these people have crazy tune titles, but
Urchins
Yeah.
of Sherman.
I know.
Bro.
Okay,
But
ready?
the drummers of LA are going to have my ass for that one.
I don't think anybody's gonna really hold this against you, but if they do, whenever this comes out, well, if we,
I know one person.
Write us,
I know
one-leg
one. I
pod,
know
leave a
one
comment.
person who would hold it against me.
Who?
Can't say, but we know one person.
That's really great podcasting there.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
We say it and we'll bleep it out. Yeah. Okay. We'll get it in.
He would be a great guest.
We're almost done, and by that I mean we have a few more. A Theory of Dreaming, jazz or book? A Theory of Dreaming.
I'm going book.
It's a book by Ava Reed.
Goat balls.
The Last Star.
Book.
I'll say jazz.
That's a book
Fuck.
by Rick Yancey.
He was asking me last night. I was like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
I just thought it was so funny how we write song titles that are so stupid. The Garden of Souls, jazz or book? The Garden of Souls.
Book.
Let's say jazz.
It's jazz. Ornette Coleman's New York Is Now, 1968.
Damn.
Yep. Children of Time.
Book.
Children of
Jazz
Time.
again.
Children of Time is a book, but
11,
by the author Adrian Tchaikovsky. We're almost there. Zion Hill.
Book.
That's probably a reggae tune, no?
Zion Hill. Is it a jazz or is it a book?
Jazz.
It's a jazz.
Oh, yeah.
By Albert Eiler on the record Love Cry,
Oh, yeah.
1967. Wolfman.
Sounds like a book.
I'll go jazz.
Wolfman or Wolfman is a jazz, on a Hiram Bullock record called Way Cool.
Dude,
in
Hiram Bullock
1992.
is so killing.
Yeah. See, not all the way in the.
He played on Steely Dan shit.
All right, we got three more. What's our scores at?
I think it's 13-11.
Okay. The Village Caller.
Jazz.
Book. Jazz. It's a jazz. Johnny Little, 1965.
All right.
Okay. Two more. Cold Wire.
Book.
Book.
It's a book by Chloe Gong.
As opposed to the band Gong.
Sure.
Dude, Gong is some weird 70s fusion shit. You
Yeah,
should
I've never
definitely listen to
heard
it.
of Gong.
It's really tight.
Well,
He's heard it.
I mean, it's Zephyr's game, but how's about this? Let's make it double points for this last one. So we could end it with a tie.
Okay.
The Rose Field.
Fuck.
Right?
Fuck. That's a really hard one, bro.
I'm gonna say jazz.
I'll go book.
It's a book. It's a
Suck
book by
my
Philip
goat balls.
Pullman. Sorry, Adrian, but it was a pleasure to have you on this round of jazz or book.
No, you put up a good fight, bro.
I mean, this was
It got
honestly,
he caught
this
up.
was
He
crazy.
was like he was beating for a minute, and then
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Thanks for playing jazz or book.
thank you, Zach.
All right. Well, there's just one more thing you got to do. We do a sign off now. You got to look in the camera and say, "I
don't
put
know
my
where
pants on one leg at a time."
I don't know where the camera is.
There you go.
I put my pants on one leg at a time.
You heard it here first. Thanks so much, Zephyr Avalon. Thanks for coming back.
Thanks for having me back.
Yep. And we'll see
Please
you
have
again
me back
soon.
again. This was very fun.
I'm glad you had a good time. So did I.
Yeah. Maybe
All
in
right.
season 6 I'll come back and
Love
say
you,
hi.
buddy. Season 6.
Put your pants on